Yeah, I know I rock. Playing Rock Band is way harder than playing real guitar. Okay, well, what's going on today? Last time we talked about Mizkif and his issues with Imru. Today, it's Mizkif versus Asmongold, or Booster Gold, whichever one, I'm not really sure. But Asmongold finally has a video out. I have not seen this video. All I know is that it is about Mizkif's lawsuit against him for defamation. Now, I've seen his videos about Mizkif, and I didn't see anything in there that I thought was going to rise to that level, but let's see what this lawsuit was about and react to it. A true first-time reaction on this as well, so let's take a look.
A lot of posts about this, and I have held my tongue, and I haven't said anything at all. So if I go back and I look at the original post, Mizkif blocked me on Twitter. So yeah, he has me blocked now, right? So this is a tweet that he made a couple of days ago that went semi-viral about me. So a little bit of context.
All right, see here what it says. Asmongold, you going to react to your queen Imru's 48 minutes of lies, or do you want to keep hitting on her saying how cool you are for using the N-word as passwords at 33 years old? What in the world? These are the conversations of children. I hate to say it, but let's see what we got here.
Context. Mizkif sued me for defamation, and in the process of suing me for defamation, I have not spoken about this at all since then. Now, ever since then, he's been
typically, yeah, that's what happens. You don't want to open your mouth and make something worse. So
talking about me all the time. He's been having, nothing but things to say about me. I haven't really said anything about him. Basically, what happened is that he sued me for defamation, and the ironic thing is that one day before, actually last night, my case was dismissed. His lawsuit that he brought against me for defaming him was dismissed. It was a recommended decision by the magistrate judge, and then the actual judge adopted that recommendation and dismissed my lawsuit, his lawsuit against me. And so because of that,
that's good for Asmongold. Now, fair point here. I am a fan of Asmongold, so in fact, I'm more of a fan of his than I've ever been a Mizkif. I probably never will be a fan of Mizkif. I know I get a lot of hate for saying his lawsuit against Imru holds water, but I just look at the facts. That's all I got. I can't just take somebody's word and say, oh well, this is, especially when you have two people saying the opposite things. I just can't take both sides and go, well, obviously one of them's lying, but how do you know? Mizkif has more evidence, I think, on his side than she does. I hate to say it, but evidence matters.
I am going to be talking about this. I didn't talk about it originally because, again, I knew I was almost at the finish line, and I know people were like, XQC was like, well, it's a 99% chance you're not going to get in trouble. Yeah, but how many 1% mounts do I have, right? And so I just said, okay, I'm going to wait and give it a minute. These are screenshots provided by Mizkif. It says, a creative, huh? And then this is me typing, I guess... So this is the context, right? So this is people thought, because Mizkif presented this is what he said. Do you want to keep hitting on her? The N-word passwords at 33 years old. He's basically accusing me of using the N-word as my password. Where in any of this have I spoken about a password at all? There is no indication of it being a password. He completely manufactured this. Like, of all the things that you're going to accuse me of, this was completely a lie. And it was a complete lie. Like, it was made up out of nothing. So, like, I'm talking really creative shit like that. Screenshotted JK. Now, I'm not going to share the entire context around why Mizkif has the screenshot, but this is one thing that I can say. Is that at the bottom of this, and he can't joke around with it because I know he could, because I know he would because of OTK. And basically I'm saying, like, Mizkif can't joke around with this kind of stuff because of OTK, and it puts him in a position where, he can't be the usual guy that he is. Does this sound like a person who's talking about somebody who they don't like? This sounds like me talking about a friend. And that's because me, Mizkif, and Imru at this time were all friends.
Well, that makes sense, yeah.
The context
I agree.
behind
I think that
why this was shared, I think, Mizkif, maybe you should provide the context why you have this screenshot. why do you have this
Just 'cause you were
screenshot
friends
from
at one
Imaru
point.
explaining all of this? Because I'm not upset about this at all. This was all shared, and all this was happening when we were all friends. So he should explain why he has
Maybe
the context
he went back
to this
and
screenshot.
got the screenshot.
And I think
I mean,
that
you
will
can
be
pull
very
up old
revealing.
messages
Anyway, at a
in
certain
a lot of
point, he
places
wasn't. So
and
this
do
is
this.
it. At a
Or
certain
literally,
point,
maybe
he
Imaru
wasn't
did
even using the
screenshot it.
word
She
anymore.
wasn't
The
kidding.
funny thing about it is that I was talking about a completely different person. This is the actual context of
right, let's see the
what was
context. I
said.
love
So
context.
basically, she was complaining to me that there were people harassing her on Mizkif's alt Rumble streams, and they kept making new accounts over and over and over. And so, so she was actually getting harassed, and so about what tweet about Rumble, I said, yeah, y'all doing Cataclysms. This is whenever Cataclysm Classic came out.
What we got?
And so I
see
just don't know what the
anything
fuck to
that
talk
helps
about
your
most of the
case
time
here.
during it. Yeah, Rumble chat is also bad because they don't have any IP bans. So we're talking about people that are, you know, making repeated accounts. So this is, they don't have IP bans. Is it worse than my chat, though? This is obviously a joke, right? And it's like, you know, and not entirely, right? My chat can have some savages in it. And she said, yes, because it's slow and it's the same 3 schizos, so you can make a new account every 10 seconds. I said, wait, what the fuck? And so people were continuing to make new accounts over and over and over. And then there was this one guy who was making new accounts and numbering them each time. He got up to 45. And I said, do you remember Hades? No, I don't.
Okay.
I never watched. He was
So
from
maybe he's
Train's
referring
chat.
to
I never
the
watched Train.
username?
I said he was the most legendary So this was about Hades. It was not about my password. It wasn't even about me. It was about Hades and me talking about how much of an idiot he was. This is the Train's clip. Yes, and here's the context. So this entire thing was totally fucking manufactured. I was never having this as a fucking password. What the fuck are you talking about? This is a lie. It was a complete lie. And so it was totally about another person, and she was complaining about getting harassed in his stream.
Ban
someone
Hades.
else creating
Please
account
ban
names.
Hades.
9 years ago.
I mean, yeah, still laughing
PM
at
and
it.
explain
Yeah.
Hades. Hades has been in my chat for
Discount
2
on.
years, making over 800 new accounts, trying to say the N-word as much as he can, and we ban him. We probably ban him 30 times a night. Please turn R2D2.
Every single so basically this is what he did, right? He started using letters, words, like random, like, you know, Egyptian letters, hieroglyphics and shit. And so he would come up with these terms, right? And so he's the most legendary retard. He would come into Train's chat and spam the N-word, and he would keep coming up with all these crazy combination of words and numbers to make the N-word.
He sounds
and
like
so
he's hilarious.
Then, and she's like, oh, that's
because he's doing it
it's fucking ridiculous. So it was cut off right there.
I believe that.
So this implies.
Oh gosh. A lot of comedians will push the boundary, and they don't actually. That's why you can laugh at a comedian who says certain types of jokes that are considered, you know, bad or racist, and in reality, you know very well that they don't actually mean something to be racist. They were just trying to get as edgy and as past the boundary as they can, and that's what they're looking at. And that's probably what that guy's doing.
This was presented as if I was the one being creative, like coming up with this as a password. And the biggest irony for this is that this is the person that's suing me for defamation. They sued me for defamation. The case got dismissed. Isn't that insane? I had all of this ready the day that it happened. And while it would have a almost 0% chance of affecting the lawsuit, that chance was not 0. Case
I'm
dismissed.
not
Yes,
sure
there it is.
that would qualify for him to do
amended
anything
motion
with
to
it,
dismiss is granted. And it sucks that, you know, a literal lie. This is a blatant, completely manufactured, totally invented. This is not a password. It had nothing to do with a password. Just because there's numbers and letters doesn't mean that it's a password. This was completely manufactured. And because of that, I have people thinking that I'm this huge racist that's saying the N-word privately, that me and Imaru are laughing about, ha ha, ha ha, we're so racist. We were complaining about it. Can you sue for reputation damage? No. Because nobody cares what he says. Like, I saw even Hassan retweeting this and other people retweeting this and, like, talking about this. You
even if it was
retweeted a lie
who cares?
From somebody like Mizkif in order to own me without even checking or thinking about this at all.
Yeah, I think Mizkif saw this
You just assumed that what he was
saying
saying was
it
the
didn't
truth.
actually look at the context.
Commented on it. Let me see. See, and X remembers this.
He coming up with creative combinations and numbers.
This is what happens when you have
okay, Chad, you know what? I don't think
only a little bit of information,
at all.
and then you
in this
jump on
context, that makes absolute sense. Chat, do you have any idea how many filters we've had to write that are like this? Thousands to filter these words.
I care because this is a person who's spreading a lie about me.
Adam is talking about some viewers coming up with combinations in the chat that will go through and not get picked up at AutoMod, so they can say the N-word, right? And then he's just writing it like an example of a filter that you would put on for people that are writing like he's writing like some alterations. Like,
that's exactly it.
Buddy, this is correct. If anything, this isn't a racist.
I don't know how people
this is to
watch
prevent
streamers
racism.
like that.
So I don't think this is wrong at all. I think it's just weird that people even try to put this, paint this in a way that makes him look racist. I think it's stupid.
It was completely misrepresentation.
Like this.
So far, Asmongold has not said anything that really defends his case.
Like, what the fuck?
The thing is, like, I was gonna message him and like maybe a few of my other friends and be like, "Hey,
but he hasn't really defended his case. He's only said that. Well,
but I figured to myself, I was like, listen,
got some stuff wrong.
Like everybody's gonna see the truth of it one way or another.
Mizkif has a new video.
I don't want people think like if people think something about me that's true, I'm okay with that
as well.
But I don't want people thinking things about me that aren't even true. It's not even bad in his context. People are softer than baby shit. I understand that, but like I wouldn't want people to think that I'm like I tell a lot of racist jokes and I like racial jokes. I think they're funny.
So like I said, it's
very clearly not
funny.
a racist.
I don't think this guy is racist. I don't think he's a bad guy. I like Asmongold.
I don't know really what else to say.
More than I watch most other channels.
You can see where this is going.
Blasmond pissed some people.
Bro, like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay, like
you can see where this is going.
You can see where some of these lines
and you
are
see
going.
the side dot. And
I think Asmongold is way off topic right now.
And then the Q's instead of G's. Oh my God, there's so many examples of this.
It's
pretty obvious what that is.
Now I understand that's what YouTube's for. You got to make those videos long because YouTube likes it long.
Yeah, I guess it's okay. I guess you could say it's maybe a little bit edgy to give an example in the middle of the chat.
Probably why YouTube
I don't
doesn't
think it's
like me
edgy at
too
all.
much
It's
on
not a
other
big deal.
channels.
It's just a word. It's a
I still make the 3-minute
It's a private
videos that
conversation. There's no
used to like.
context around it being racist.
15 years ago.
I'm not saying it with any type of racial discriminatory
The good
intent.
old
I'm just
days
giving
of
an
YouTube.
example of a word.
2010.
It's the same as reading Huckleberry Finn.
Wait, that's
There's
15
nothing
years
wrong
ago.
with that at all. I think I completely defend my decision to do it, and I'd do it again.
In the context, it makes absolute sense.
Yes.
Okay. If somebody were to crop one of my messages where I say, "Hey, by the way, here are all the filters for the chat today,"
and then it just shows the filters.
I post it, and so you post a screenshot.
Somebody's like, "Wow, XQC sent me the N-word 179 times. Why would he do that?"
Yeah, it'll look pretty fucking bad.
Keep reading, Buster. He literally admits to ripping it back in the day.
Yeah, I did. I said the N-word all the time back in the day. I absolutely did. This is something really stupid. The ironic thing is that I do basically almost never say the N-word. I have verbal dyslexia. I don't want to accidentally say the N-word, so I actually don't say it. I don't want it to just come out. How many videos do I have of me saying the F-word, homophobic F-word, from like 15 years ago, right? Well, my point was the different standards that different creators have, where it's like one person can say something and they can get canceled for it, and another person can say the same thing and they won't get canceled for it. Because I said that Pokimane tries to have a perfect persona.
Yeah, but he said that like a million times. It's not.
All right, like I said, he's really off topic
You're gonna come to terms with
when you need to get back into the point.
I don't agree.
Golly,
like,
you're
I don't think
over halfway through your video, and I haven't seen a point yet.
But at the end of the day, like it is what it is.
I love you, dude.
Like, he said that.
Love your content.
What are you?
You haven't defended your case. You haven't said
anything about it.
You know,
like,
Mizkif's lawsuit fell apart because he didn't have evidence on this, and this, because none of this is true.
Everybody used slurs back in the day.
You're just focusing on one bit of thing
I've
that's.
told a lot of jokes.
I doubt was his whole case
against streamers privately.
Because it really isn't. That's actually a case to get you against him if you were to do that. So I don't see. You haven't got your report yet.
Ever has said that's not cool or don't say that. Not a single one ever. So just keep that in mind. This is all performative. This is all performative. This is all bullshit.
Everything on YouTube's performative.
Like he's gonna get banned or anything like that. Like,
we're all performative.
I actually don't really use the N-word a lot. That's what's
I will say
crazy.
this: I only talk about things that I want to talk about, and I only talk about things that I, you know,
and I got suspended on WoW for using it so many times. I don't want to have it in streamers used to say it on Twitch until 2016. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, and I don't want to show the XQC thing about that, but like, yeah, I mean, he's said other things. I'm sure. I mean, like, has XQC never said the N-word? I mean, come on. Like, what are we talking about? And so, like, I mean, I don't. I mean, again, like, I don't think it's really. Anyway, the point is that this was completely manufactured. Without saying anything crazy, this is directly from a public Discord, just this thing. Just to let you know, nobody will get paid for any misinformation posts. I said, this is all factual. We need nothing but the facts. If you posted vague lies, you will not be paid. So, and this is another thing, is that Mizkif has engaged in, this is really important to keep in mind, that he is engaged in, so like, are you not going to pay yourself now? He is engaged in financial compensation and a paid campaign in presenting information like this.
Has he, though?
Basically, he's presenting information like this. He's saying, I'm not going to pay you for misinformation, while he is the one who's posting the misinformation. So he is financially incentivizing people
I think
to
that
make up...
in this context, he's just wrong. So to say that it's misinformation, it's different. Misinformation implies that you're doing something intentionally to convince people of a lie, or of something that's slightly less than true. I could easily see somebody reading that, thinking what's going on in his head, and going, this is what's happened, and not actually reading into the context and looking more into it, and just going off of part of a conversation. And that's what happens when you go off part of a conversation. Sometimes you end up wrong, and that's where Mizkif is. He's wrong. There's a difference between wrong
bring
and
up
defamation
and
or
spread
misinformation.
a literal lie. He should delete this post and apologize.
He probably should.
He should. This is a lie. He knows it's a lie about me hitting on her, oh, I'm so cool, I used the N-word, or me using it as a password. This was totally manufactured. Yeah, and this is, by the way, this is what I and also Imru have had to go through for the last, I guess 10 months or something like that. 9 months, whatever it is. If you can watch the full video and like and comment, I will give you $10 cash for watching the video. It would help me if you could. It cannot be on mute. It has to be listening to it. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel again. So he's literally out there paying people to watch his content.
Interesting.
He's going on a paid ad campaign to spread, at least in this circumstance, a verifiable lie. This is a verifiable lie, and he's paying people to spread and boost it on social media. The actual so anytime you see anybody saying anything favorable to him, any of these Clipper
6 minutes
channels,
until it's over.
It's probably because they're getting paid. Is that not illegal? I don't care if it is or not. I don't want to get involved.
I think of course it's not illegal.
Like, it would have to get a lot worse
videos.
for this to be
probably
a
against
legal
YouTube's
thing
terms
that
of
I'd
service
want to have
to pay people to watch your content.
Literal paid campaigns
but that's a question
to
for YouTube,
fill this out, a Google document, so we can give people $10 for watching a YouTube video. Keep this in mind. That is the slimiest, fucking shadiest shit you can do. And this is another one, too. I deleted some bot comments that were just spammed and accidentally clicked and selected all.
The sad thing is
if you guys
basically
can,
defending
give the video
Mizkif,
another watch and comment
really
again.
I don't like
and this
him.
is
I
all
think
at the
he's
same time that he's been
probably
suing me for defamation.
A bad guy,
this is only
just
about this circumstance.
Not a cool dude to be
there
around.
Are other
mean
pieces of information that I want to
the evil
address,
guy that everyone wants
but I'm not going to be addressing that information today.
These guys are his friends. He's a jerk to them.
Let me see here.
Now they're mad at him.
Installing the Renato.
I understand.
Wait, what the hell is this?
But you can't make somebody out to be the devil.
What the fuck?
I don't know what he's looking at.
So you have to watch. What? So this is like an ad campaign? It's happening again.
I understand where he's going. You see, a long time ago, YouTube actually used to allow you, or not allow you. There were companies and websites that would offer you legitimate views on your videos. You could pay somebody, and they would have an army of probably Chinese slaves, and basically that would watch your thing, comment on it, and they'd guarantee a certain number of views. And I don't know if that's still a thing. That was a long time ago. It sounds like this is a new version of that same thing. Now, he could make the case that this is mainly to get reactions, to get people like me to react to something. Case in point, I am not paid. Although I wouldn't mind some money, so hey, just saying. I don't change my opinion for money, but my opinion actually is probably more helpful to him than most. I'm probably one of the only creators online that's saying anything positive about Mizkif, and I hate to be the only guy in there, but I have not seen anybody present a better case than he has. So convince me that I'm wrong if Mizkif really is the devil. But So far, he just seems like a guy you wouldn't want to hang out with, maybe. No offense, Mizkif. Just saying. You do have some stuff to work on if you happen to somehow see this. But you're not the devil. You're not the evil man they want you to be. You're just a guy who probably could have did a little better. But that's it. That's most of us in general, honestly.
But oh my god.
Seriously? I don't really think Asmon's getting fat. Oh, here we go. He's gonna show the
See?
The abs here.
About that.
That's fit check.
Trying to get fat.
Oh man, he's going to whatever podcast over here. He's gonna be.
Is that me being fat? She shut the hell up. She shut the fuck up. You're probably fatter than me.
Oh gosh.
His person's probably 250 pounds minimum. All right, and nobody cares. I do. But yeah, and again, so keep in mind that all of the positive comments, many of them could be coming. I'm not sure. I can never say for certain. Many of them could be coming from people that are only expressing his point of view because they're looking to get paid for it. So just keep that in mind. Like anytime that you see any of these positive comments,
it happens all the time on YouTube and everywhere else. People are paid to make
the fact that there are literal paid campaigns going around trying to astroturf his image,
doing it in
while at the same time suing me for defamation.
Is he doing it for real?
Last thing about the earlier situation, I won't link the extension itself, but it's real,
looks like
and for now it's
all
archived. Let me go
it's hard
and
to
look
really
at it
get
here.
All the context here because it's
this?
not showing everything.
Renato, oh my god. Capital, vote on Mizkif stock picks live. The extension is to get more tickets. Tickets are how we gauged how much you get paid. You can get paid more by watching my YouTube videos, TikToks, etc. It's open source, and in case you think I care about getting Bitcoin in 2026.
Part here might be against YouTube's terms of service.
Earn tickets for liking, commenting
I'm not
and
the
watching
expert on YouTube's terms of service when it comes to that because they have
live or posts.
Clauses I think
He's trying to actually just
real views
pay
by
people
real
to watch.
people.
That's
so
crazy. That's insane. You should apply.
I feel like YouTube would come out and say something on this,
yeah,
but
I
don't
can
know.
see especially Fluffy or Poggy screen and monitor everything they do.
Once again, Asmon, you have not defended your case.
Yes, this is real. Israel.
You're just pointing your finger at Mizkif saying, look at what he's doing. It's bad.
Everywhere. Also, I'm lying.
Okay.
So we made an entire app that he can use to get people to watch him and get paid. That's unbelievable.
It's not worth making a
is
video
it not against
about.
TOS or platforms?
And it doesn't defend your case to say, I shouldn't have had, I didn't say anything worthy of defamation. You have not said anything in this video yet that says, I am not worthy of a defamation lawsuit.
I have no problem.
You have not defended your comments.
I take a lot of kind of a negative sentiment for other people, and I put myself in the way of it. And the reason why is because I know that negative sentiment affects other people a lot more than it affects me. For me, I don't really care about any of this. And whenever I say I don't care about it, I don't mean that I literally don't care about it. What I really mean is that it doesn't emotionally affect me in a way that's detrimental, that is harmful to my mental health. Of course, I don't like seeing negative comments about myself. Of course, I don't like seeing people saying things about me that are bad, but I don't use that as something that makes me hate myself or whatever. When you're on the top, you're going to have haters. I've been on the top for a long time. I've been a top streamer for about 10 years now, somewhere around there. I've been successful for like a decade. And at this point, I don't really take it seriously. I don't really worry about it at all. I don't really... it's just not a big deal to me, right? I mean, I've been on the top for a very, very long time. And hopefully it's going to be a lot longer. That's really how I see it.
I hope so. Once again,
hopefully it continues.
I like.
Do you give professional advice? I do not. I just
simply
give my take on things, and that's about it. Or if I had to do a personal life drama, yeah, exactly. It's possible to prove damages because you keep saying based. Yeah,
how you defend yourself.
That's the problem, right? Is and I even told people I was like, whenever
going on a rant about,
I even told people I hope I get banned, then maybe I can sue for damages, right?
You did not convince me that you weren't guilty of defamation. The only thing that convinced me is the fact that the lawsuit was dropped.
Funny thing to talk about.
Well, dismissed.
Is that I mean, none of this stuff really ever affects me. Like you have all these super viral posts that go on about me. Nobody cares. Nobody gets it. And the reason why is because every single day I try to come on, I try to be entertaining, I try to keep people engaged, I try to be on point with things, and it's going to continue. I'm going to keep doing it. So yeah, that's it. And I feel like the only way you can lose is stop playing, man, and keep doing your thing. Absolutely.
So yeah, I am I'm not convinced. That was, honestly, I hate to say it, a waste of time. He didn't talk about anything. Asmon, come on, man. You can do better than this. I expect more. You know, I wanted to know what the case was about, what the words were that he had a problem with. And then you say, hey, look, you can't beat me here. Now, I see Legal Mindset. There's a video on here that just came up, which honestly is great because it looks like Asmon sitting on a ice throne. Man, you gotta love AI these days. But yeah, still talking about Imru. I still think Imru is probably going to have a problem with this lawsuit. It's going to be tough. If I was her, I'd settle before it goes to trial. If I was Mizkif, I would take it to trial. I would, especially if it's really that bad, which it sounds like it is for him, because effectively he's having to pay people to be friendly to him online. At least that's what Asmon is kind of insinuating. He suffered from this. Now, just because somebody is suffering, you can't say, oh, well, they're a bad guy. Well, he's not a bad guy as in he should go to jail for what he did. He's a bad guy in the sense that he could have been a better friend to people. He could have did better. But a lot of us can do better. Yeah, this guy doesn't deserve, I think, what's happening to him, but I have not seen anyone convince me yet that he is the evil man that he's supposed to be. I'm not a fan of his. I don't like his content. I think he probably would not be a cool guy to hang around. No offense, like I said. I don't mean to be mean to you, dude, but I have not seen anything that says, oh, this guy's kind and gentle and wants to be friends with everybody. No, this guy, you seem selfish. And maybe you're not anymore. Maybe the whole situation has changed you. These kind of things have a way of doing that, but I have not seen anything that you've had that's proven that you're the hero you think you are, perhaps, but you're not the villain everyone wants you to be either. You're just a normal guy. And that's why I think that people going after you for this kind of stuff and saying these lies about you, at least so far, I've not seen anything that was super truthful. I don't think you deserve that. But hey, I'm the minority here. I know everyone else is jumping on it. I've seen Imru's video. I have not seen any updates lately, but she had made a very convincing case. And the fact that it's going to trial based on those comments, I think holds water for something. But we'll see. You know, I could be proven wrong, and I'm happy to make a video saying, gosh, I was wrong. That's the kind of guy I am. I don't talk about things that I don't want to talk about. I haven't gone into as many political videos as I want because I just don't have anything to say. You know, I have lots more to say about this than I do about current political situations. Just not interesting right now. Anyway, let me know what you think. Am I completely wrong? Prove it to me. Tell me how I'm wrong. I'd like to know. I could be totally wrong about everything. I'm just some random guy. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not offering legal advice. I'm just a random guy on the internet who's been on the internet for a long time. My main account, Flake and Flosh, has been online since 2006. Actually, 2005 on a different website. But 2006 on YouTube. And for a while, we were very popular on YouTube. I was one of the most talked about creators for a long time. But like many old YouTubers, our sun is set. And I'm trying to get a little bit of that back. I'm trying to get back to where I was, at least. But we'll see. Anyway, talk to you guys next time. Have a blessed day.